Yo, Devin here, and I'm going to talk about exactly how to grow a profitable e-commerce business this year. Now, I've helped grow a company e-commerce brand from zero all the way up to $50 million plus in less than 4 years. I have grown a drop shipping e-commerce brand. I have purchased an e-commerce brand and have sold an e-commerce brand. So my depth goes way into e-commerce. I want to talk to you exactly how you can grow it profitably. And the very first thing I want to talk about is customer acquisition. This is always the thing that is at the top of our minds when it comes to starting, growing, building an e-commerce brand is how do I get more clients? Well, that's a topic for another day, but you could go down the route of organic posting to advertising on Google, Meta, TikTok, etc., influencer based. You've got endless options, but the problem is that it is getting expensive and it's going to continue to increase in expense as time goes on. It's just going to get more and more expensive as the barrier of entry into e-commerce lowers. More people will be able to use platforms like Meta. More people will be able to use platforms like Google AdWords, and it'll just start to get more expensive as that market in those platforms starts to grow. So it's not going down anytime soon. So focusing on your front end advertising might be a mistake. It's important, but spending all of your time there is not what you want to be doing. You need to look at things like your creative, your copy, who you're talking to, your target audience, etc. when it comes to your advertising. Yes, that's very important, but spending all of your time there is not a smart idea. You want to spend majority of your time on the places where those customers are going to end up. Right? Because you spending a lot of time on the creative, it's not like you're going to drastically make your cost per acquisition go from $50 per customer down to $25 just by focusing on the creative and the copy of your advertising. The only way you're going to do stuff like that is figuring out the strategy after you get somebody through the door. So what I'm saying is make those small tweaks, focus on that kind of stuff here and there, make sure that you have a good system in place to always be pumping out fresh creatives and good copy to make sure that you can always whittle away a few cents, a few dollars here and there to bring down that cost per acquisition. But the actual needle mover is beyond that ad. All right, so if we're building a profitable business, we're getting customers through the door and we want that cost per acquisition to go down, actually the thing that we need to be focusing on once we start getting those clients to the door is not on that front end still. We need to be focusing on those opposite metrics. That's the AOV and the LTV. And that comes after somebody clicks on your ad and goes to your landing page and goes through the sales process. So that's where we want to spend most of our time on to increase the profitability of the brand. Yes, we can spend a lot of time on trying to bring down that cost per acquisition, but you're battling platforms like Facebook and Instagram and Google and TikTok, etc. Why would you battle those platforms? They're only going to increase in cost. Why not focus on what you control? And that's your average order value and your lifetime value. So let's start on average order value. And I'm going to connect this to what I call funnels. If you're not familiar with sales funnels, do a little bit of research. There's some stuff on this channel talking about sales funnels. But what I'm going to talk about today is average order value and how it relates to your sales funnel. So let's go all the way back to our advertising example. You got a consistent system to bring in customers and you want to start bringing down those costs so you can increase your profit, right? And we're just saying we don't want to spend all of our time there focusing on our creative and our copy and our targeting audience. It's important, but we don't want to spend all our time there. The big needle mover is after they get past that point. So after they get past that point, they're going to land on your offer or your landing page or your sales page or whatever that is for you as a business. In e-commerce, most people just send them to a very, lack of a better term, lame landing page that is just an offer with not a lot of stuff going on. Now, the more savvy individuals when it comes to the e-commerce space actually build out dedicated landing pages for this, but I'm going to speak directly to their e-commerce business owners. So if we're sending them to an offer page and we have our product there and we have some information on the product, now we want to start thinking about that customer journey. If they just purchased that product, let's say it's $10 for just easy math and example, and they go to checkout, how much is that customer worth, right? Let's keep the cost per acquisition out of it, right? Let's imagine you got them for free. They're worth $10. We want to focus on how do we increase that average order value of that customer immediately after they click on our ad and purchase our product, right? So we want to start adding in things like order bumps and upsells and downsells to this to this offer that they're going to, this funnel that they go to after they click on your ad to help increase that average order value. So if they land on your offer page and your product costs $10 and they click add to cart and they go to their checkout, what do you think we want to offer them? We want to offer them something similar, something that goes along with what they just purchased to help increase that average order value. Let's say that's another $5, right? Say they purchased simple stuff. Let's say they purchased an apple for $10, wild, and they see an order bump on their checkout that says, hey, we're doing 50% off oranges. Let's add an orange to your cart for $5. They say yes to this. Now your average order value just went from $10 to $15, but we're not done there. We want to look at after they check out, right? So they put in all their information, they go to the checkout, they hit pay now, they've got the apple for 10, they've got the orange for 5. Now they've checked out. Now on that very next page, we want a one-click upsell. So we want something that in some spaces you can offer them more of what they just purchased to help increase that average order value. In other spaces, you're not going to sell them more of what they just purchased. Perfect example, you can buy more apples, you're not going to buy more desks, for example, right? So on that very next upsell, we want to find something that they're going to be really interested in and give them a deal that they're never going to see before. And this deal doesn't need to be a discount. It can always be something along the lines of, hey, we're only doing this for a limited time. Hey, we're including, this bundle only for a limited time, or something along those lines to help them, understand that, hey, I'm on this page right now and I'm never going to see this again. So for us, hey, you want to grab, 6 more apples for $20, right? That's crazy, right? They just spent $10 on one apple. They want to grab 6 more for $20, so just double the cost of one. Amazing, right? I'm more inclined to take that offer, increasing our average order value. So say I said yes to this, now all of a sudden we go from 15 plus 20, so we're at $35 for our average order value. So we want to go up and down that process like this. If they say no to that offer, we take them to this offer. If they say yes to that offer, we want to take them to this offer. This is a great way to increase the average order value of customers that you're already sending to a landing page. And you don't need to get salesy or gimmicky with it. Just think really hard about your audience and your business rules and how you want to go about business, and make offers that are appealing to the audience member without breaking your rules. Now, there's a lot of good apps out there for one-click upsells and order bumps and things of that nature. One that I'm a big fan of when it comes to using Shopify is Zipify one-click upsell. There's other ones out there that I'm not too familiar with. I think it's Aftersell and CartHook, but Zipify one-click upsell is my favorite. If you're not on Shopify, check out things like Checkout Champ is a really good one. ClickFunnels, Funnelish is an amazing one, and Funnelish and Checkout Champ will connect to your carts if you're on BigCommerce or Shopify or whatever it might be. Check those out if you want to use something to upsell and downsell your audience as they come to your offer page. All right, let's talk about the other piece of the puzzle, right? So we've got them through the door. We're focusing on our average order value. We're trying to increase that because we know we can't bring down our cost per acquisition much. Let's focus on lifetime value. So lifetime value is established over a period of time. This could be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. It's all based on your customers coming back and purchasing from you again. That's what we want. We don't want to be running businesses where we live and die at the beginning and end of month. We don't want to start over every single month. These are terrible businesses to get into. They're very hard and stressful to keep up with. If we're starting an e-commerce brand, especially in around this time, we want to focus on the things that have some recurring built into them, meaning the product can be put on subscription, or there's more products within your catalog that the customer will come back and purchase from you. A great one for this is adding a subscription app to your actual store and to your actual products. Let's go back to our Apple example. Say I buy, one apple every 30 days or every 90 days. I want an app on my store that allows the customer to say, hey, instead of me coming back and having to put in my credit card every single month to purchase this apple, let me just subscribe to it, and perhaps your subscription has a percentage off to incentivize that lifetime value piece, right? Because we want those customers to keep on coming back and purchasing from us. This allows us to not pay to acquire those customers again, and allows us to be more profitable as a business. So if we have a subscription offer that says, hey, you can subscribe to get this apple auto delivered to you every single month for 10% off, rather than paying full price, subscribe today. Now you have a customer that is committing to pay you every single month for that apple, right? Instead of them having to remember to come to your brand, sorry if that just made fuzzy noise, to remember to come to your brand and purchase from you, put in their credit card, it just lowers that barrier of somebody having to purchase from you again. Another key piece to this is making sure that your communications and how you're speaking to those customers after they purchase from you is on the regular. So you're often doing sales, or often doing events or promotions or things along those lines, releasing new products, and those customers that are purchasing from you, making sure that you actually talk to them so they come back and purchase from you some more when they see that you've communicated with them, sent them a newsletter or promotion. Now, there's a lot of different apps out there for communications and things of that nature. Klaviyo is an amazing one. MailChimp, OmniSend. Look at things like that. Attentive for text messaging, PostScript, etc. For subscriptions, the one I love the most is Loop subscriptions. You can check them out, loopwork.com, or go to the Shopify App Store. There's just type in Loop subscriptions, they'll pop right up. They're really changing the game when it comes to subscription applications, especially on Shopify. There's other ones if you're not on Shopify. The one I mentioned about funnels a second ago, Checkout Champ, they have their own subscription platform built in. There's other ones like Sticky.io, Recurly, things along those lines. But if you're on Shopify in particular, which I hope you are, makes life really easy, check out Loop subscriptions. That's the best one in my opinion. All right, we talked about the importance of customer acquisition, but just know that this is not your needle mover for profitability. It is needed. You need to get customers through the door, but messing with your copy all the time, messing with your creative is not going to make your brand more profitable. The things that you really want to focus on once you've nailed down customer acquisition to make your brand more profitable: average order value, making sure you got funnels and everything built into your business, and LTV, making sure that you have a good lifetime value, keep those customers coming back every 30, 60, 90, 180, whatever days, and make sure they keep on purchasing from you. Incentivize them. Use applications like Zipify, One-Click Upsell. Use applications like Loop for subscriptions. Use applications like Klaviyo for sending out communications to keep staying in front of those customers. So that's what I got when it comes to building a profitable business, a profitable e-commerce business this year. Make sure you utilize those tactics in every which way that you can to make sure that you keep a good focus on profitability.